Hello, everybody. Welcome to We're Curious, episode number 11. Recently, I posted, in fact, the last post I had was, I'm too grateful to be hateful. And that there was an individual that, on another Facebook post, had pointed out as to how I seem to be inconsistent. In fact, I'm titling this episode as I Was Wrong. That she had seen me post an unkind comment about a particular politician. And I could see as to how she could interpret this as being a hateful comment. And that I acknowledged that to her. That I was wrong to put down, to write down a comment that could be interpreted as being hateful. I think one of the things that we have to be willing to do is that we don't double down and try to continue making excuses when we know that we've been wrong. One of the things that I have learned is that when I admit my shortcomings, when I admit I've made a mistake, that people tend to be gracious. And even if they're not gracious towards me, it doesn't mean that I should not have acknowledged my shortcoming. And so it's important, I believe, to admit when one is wrong. Now, as time goes on, I'm going to be making different episodes, and that there'll be episodes that you'll disagree with. In fact, some of you have shared that you like my videos, but that you don't always agree with me, and that is perfect. I don't expect you to agree with everything that I share. But what I do want is for us to engage in conversation. And that also what I'd like to encourage is for us to admit when there are times that we are wrong. The Apostle Paul in 2 Corinthians chapter 9 shares something that has stuck with me. Is that when to find the strength of Jesus Christ is when we are able to see our weaknesses and own up to our weaknesses before Christ. And in doing so, do we begin to experience a transformation? Do we begin to experience the strength of God? Now, it's no fun admitting when we're wrong. And I'm not saying this to make myself sound good, but that I could have easily not talked about owning up to a mistake that I made. And to be honest, I suspect that in future We're Curious videos that I'll be sharing times of when I made mistakes. But the beautiful part for me anyway is that I've come to see the strength, the Spirit of God, that I become closer to God. I become closer to people when I own up to my mistakes. Now, I need to repeat, this is not a guaranteed thing. That is, when we own up to our mistakes, that people are always going to take it well. And that in some ways, things may end up getting worse rather than experiencing grace. But I encourage me to continue to be willing to be honest about our shortcomings, our sins, our failures. And be able to say, look, God, I cannot handle this. I made a mistake. And so in doing so, and I cannot overemphasize this, and I totally agree with the Apostle Paul. And it's not only Apostle Paul in 2 Corinthians chapter 9, but it's stated elsewhere that it's important for us to own up to our shortcomings, our strengths, our failures, our sufferings, our doubts, our worries, anything that is perceived as being weakness by society. That in doing so, that we're really acting out of courage, out of bravery to other people and to to Jesus Christ. And in doing so, we become closer, and that we mature, and that this process of owning up to our shortcomings is not something that happens once and that we become redeemed. It's something that happens until the day we die. I again want to encourage you to make comments below and to share your thoughts, whether you agree or disagree, or if you got something, a different angle that I've not yet considered. And also, I'd like to encourage you to share this with our people. I'm also posting this on YouTube, on TikTok, and on Instagram. Please, again, if you find this to be helpful to you and you think somebody else might enjoy this, share this with our people. One of the things that I'm trying to do is, just to get the good news of Jesus Christ out, to share about how this works in everybody's life, in everyday life. But that we're doing this jointly. That's why I call it Work Curious. I pray that you'll have a great day, and I pray that you'll experience the presence of God in ways that you never have. If you have questions, please feel free to post them to me in whatever means that you want to do. And I will close by saying much love to all of you, and have, again, a very blessed day. Talk to you later.